silver part. You see that? So that's on the concrete, it ain't producing that. Hold it in your hand. No, hold the silver part. You see that? Nothing. Stand in the grass. Stand in the grass. Go in the grass some more. Immediately. That's what grounding gets you. A recharge. That is crazy. Come back on the concrete. Nothing. Go back in the grass. Oh, grab it. That is crazy. Crazy numbers.
We tried to figure out how much charge the body takes in when you touch the earth. What happens is the body saturates with electrons practically instantaneously. It's so fast that you can't measure it. So electrons from the earth enter the body right away, and they coat the red blood cells so that the cells repel each other. And then they can't clump, and the blood viscosity goes down. It's easier for the heart to pump the blood pressure goes down, all kinds of cardiovascular issues, they go away.
Human beings were originally built to spend 85% of our time outside. The average human spends less than 2% of their lifetime outdoors now. So now what's happened when we've come indoors? We've stopped contacting the surface of the earth. Do you know that the earth is a giant magnetic field? Think about the last time that you had bare feet touching bare soil, dirt, grass, or sand. That's the last time that you discharged into the earth. And this is very real. By the way, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see that I took a voltage meter. I plugged it into the dirt, in the sand, into the ground, and I held the other pole of this voltage meter, and I showed you how there was zero voltage going through my body. I was standing in tennis shoes. Then I took my shoes off and I stepped on the surface of the earth, and the pin pegged all the way to the right-hand side. So what happens when we touch the surface of the earth? It's called earthing. It's called grounding. You see, we don't want it to be this easy, but it is. When we touch the surface of the earth, we discharge into the earth. It actually changes the polarity of the body. It can shift the alkalinity in the blood. It can change the polarity of 32 trillion cells in the human body.
Absolutamente. This shit right here, this some powerful shit right here. I ain't even gonna hold you. It was a study done on this by a U.S. Army engineer. It shows that standing on aluminum foil has the ability to cleanse your body of EMF, electromagnetic fields, like from the Wi-Fi and all that. If you know anything about dirty electricity, look, there's a book called Sacred Powers of the Universal Laws Revealed, where they talk about dirty electricity. One of those things they talk about is dirty electricity. Dirty electricity comes from, it's around us all the time. Radiation, it's around us all the time. It's emitting from the TVs, from the Wi-Fi modems. It's emitting from the microwaves, our phones, especially when the phones is plugged in. You never want to be holding your phone while the phone is plugged in. Like that's giving you dirty electricity on 10,000, you feel me? Like, so what I like to do every so often is truly come out here and center yourself. Put your feet on, like today, it's a beautiful day. Put your feet on this damn situation, aluminum foil, right here on this grass. Like, I've been out here for about 10 minutes or so, and the bottom of my feet is tingling. Like, the top of my feet is starting to feel like little pricklies and shit. It might be a combination of the sun with the aluminum foil, but it's grounding. It's grounding.
Today we're gonna see how the earthing or the grounding affects your blood. We're gonna take our blood, put it on this microscopic slide, and take a look. As you can see, all her red blood cells are stacked up. This is called a stacked up cell. Let's go see if the earthing can help improve a little. They're actually earthing right now, and they're just starting to ground. So we'll see them back in 10 minutes. Let's see how the earthing or the grounding has affected their blood. As you can see, the blood, before and after the earthing is obviously changed. So after you do the earthing, the blood can circulate better. This is a good example.
Studies like
The
this
sun is a cathode ray. It's like a shower that's constantly showering electrons, which would be the water coming out the shower, making the earth wet with negative ions. And when you walk upon the earth with the bottom of your feet, which are called soles, and the sun is also called a soul, and you have a soul within you, you end up plugging yourself into the socket of the earth, charging yourself up the same way you plug your phone up into the wall.
When you touch the surface of the earth, when bare feet touch bare soil, grass, sand, we discharge into the earth. And by that, I mean you actually change the polarity in the body. And this is measurable. What you'll see when you look at your blood in real time is you'll see most of your red blood cells are stuck together and clumped up. Not clotted, but they're attracted to each other. Because when cells have the same charge, they repel. When they repel, it increases the amount of surface area that that cell has to contact the outside environment. So now it can exchange waste, it can eliminate waste, detoxify, repair, can regenerate. So imagine that you have bloodstream full of red blood cells and they start to get opposite charges. So they attract. And when they attract, they touch. And everywhere that they touch, that cell loses surface area to exchange with the outside environment. When you touch the surface of the earth for a few minutes, you will repolarize those. Look at your blood. It's going to look like eggs slithering around in a bowl of oil. They will bump into each other and they'll be sliding around, but they will not be clumped together and stuck.
Yo, check it out, Reflection. Look at the bottom of your hands. Look at the bottom of your feet. Why are they different colors than the rest of your body? Have you ever asked yourself this question? If you haven't asked this question, I'm about to let you know why. Like the most honorable prophet, Eliyahu the Christ, teaches us, the bottom of your hands are like battery nodes. If you see right here and you look at these batteries, they have a positive side and a negative side. These are called nodes, N-O-D-E-S. And like my Chi teaches us, your hands and the bottom of your feet don't have melanin or pigment in them because they're energy centers. They're like chakras for electrical currents to flow through. Your body, the human avatar, emits a positive charge, protons. Sun, that positive charge, it's emitting protons. You're receiving an amount of protons from the sun all day. You're getting charged up all day. Well, in order for you to be in balance and in harmony, the earth needs to neutralize the positive charges that you're receiving from the sun. What's happening is on sight of you touching the earth with your hands and your feet, it's called grounding. The earth starts to immediately send you electrons, negative charges. And this balances out the free radicals, which are excessive protons that have at least one unpaired electron. This balances out the excessive charge that's going through your body and synchronizes the brain, simultaneously your body. It also is going to relieve inflammation and excess mucus from your body, which causes dis-ease and imbalances. We live in a reality where we live backwards. If you turn the word lived around, it will spell devil, right? Because the evil one is a spirit that wants to live against nature. Babylon, right? The 7 deadly sins. We live in a culture where we wear shoes, rubber and wood on the bottom of our feet, which insulates and disconnects us from the earth. Why would we disconnect ourselves from the earth? Like my Chief teaches us, our connection to the earth is our connection to the universe, to the all, to Allah, to God, to the source. You want to always stay in constant communion with your source so that you can be getting the correct light codes and software updates so that you can know what's going on. Animals got something called the mechanoreceptor or magnetoreception. It's a sixth sense. Humans have this as well. It's called intuition. You're not going to be able to stay in tune with your instincts or your intuition if you don't connect to the motherboard. The earth is a feminine energy. Earth in astrology is a feminine principle. It's a feminine element. You need to stay in tune and connected to the intuition so that you know what's to come. Not to mention, it's relieving stress from your being and calming down your nervous system. The earth wants to nurture you, Reflection. Go stand on the earth. Go earth. Reflect the light from our cheek, man. Free 3. Peace to the gods.
Is it safe to say that anything that's earth will charge you?
Yes.
Rocks. Mountain.
The tree. People be like, man, it's cold outside, KT. I'm about to take my socks off. I'd be like, hug a tree. And if that's too sensitive for you, just be real cool and lean up against it.
What does that do?
The tree reaches up to the sky, but it's also
On the ground.
grounded deep in the earth. So that's like the ground sideways. You just touch it, and that's like you putting your feet in the ground. Because just like the soles of our feet, we have like the white part and then it's brown on top. Where else is that on our body? On our hands. So we could do the same thing with our hands and put them on the tree. and we'll get that grounding effect.
And they'll warm you up.
Warm you up, charge you up, heal you up. How many times I done had colds and everything like that? I went and leaned on a tree and the tree be like, I'll take that off you. Give me that. They've been here a lot longer. They know what they're doing.
A tree is an electrical conductor. Its root system is in direct contact with the Earth's surface, which carries a net negative charge, a charge maintained by the global electrical circuit, driven by roughly 2,000 active thunderstorms happening at any given moment around the planet. When your conductive skin contacts a grounded conductor, charge flows. Electrons move from the Earth through the tree into your body. A study published in 2013 measured what this does to human blood. Grounding increased the zeta potential on red blood cells, the electrical charge on the cell surface that determines how strongly cells repel one another. Higher zeta potential means your red blood cells spread apart rather than clumping. A measurable change in blood viscosity from electron transfer through a tree trunk connected to the ground beneath your feet.
ATP is short for adenosine triphosphate. It's the energy currency of the cell. So we're bioelectrical beings. That's the currency of our body. That's how it works. That's how we run our biological systems, is by generating this electrical energy that's transferred. And when we connect to the Earth through a conductive surface in some way, there's a transfer of electrons that slowly go into our body. In situations where we are insulating ourselves from this surplus of electrons into our body, we're going to get the absolute opposite. So instead of having low levels of inflammation and a thin blood, we'll have thick blood that's more likely to clot, and our levels of inflammation tend to increase.
You could take anybody who has chronic pain. It doesn't matter who they are. It doesn't matter what's wrong. And ground them, and you're going to have a significant reduction in pain. You're going to stop the oxidation or the inflamed portion. That stops almost immediately. Then the body can heal and return to normal. And healing generally is improved by 60-70%. If inflammation is the cause of all these health disorders, then I know that not grounding is the cause of inflammation, because if the body is grounded, you can't have inflammation.
Can we measure the effects reproducibly? The answer to that is yes. We now have 20 studies.
There's 21 published studies in the medical literature on earthing and grounding. And this is peer review stuff. In simple terms, what earthing does is literally, it quenches the fires of inflammation. And if inflammation is the source of all root illnesses, including Alzheimer's disease, cancer, heart disease, diabetes, I mean, the list goes on and on. If you can impact inflammation and, squelch it, kill it, stop it, we're going to be healthier beings. So why hasn't it caught on in mainstream? I can only say it will.
There's a well-established, traditional, conventional system that relies on expensive intervention. So they'd like to perpetuate that, and they're not too interested in having some competition coming in for a lot less expensive to sort of sabotage their profit levels. Because their goal isn't to help humanity. Their goal is really, as corporations, is increase their profit. The question becomes, how much of an influence has lack of grounding been in the epidemic of disease that we have? Is this grounding a factor?
The light switch went on, and I thought, we're doing things completely backwards here. A typical day for a child is completely ungrounded. Most children wake up sleeping on a bed that was not grounded in a house or a building or on a floor that was insulated from the earth. And then they go immediately into a classroom that's insulated. And even on recess, in the recess period, they go outside and are literally fenced in and they're paved with asphalt. And then they have after-school activities, which are either indoors or if they're outdoors, they are literally required to wear protective gear. Then even if they're exercising for 2 hours after school, 100% disconnected from the earth. And then they go home and they go inside and they eat dinner and they do homework all hours of the night, and then they pass out in an ungrounded bed. So that's a 24-hour period of time completely ungrounded, and that goes on day after day after day.
There's a resistance to integrating novel thoughts And many times new ideas aren't implemented until the people who hold the counter opinion die.
The good thing about grounding is that you don't need a doctor to tell you to do it. You do not need a physician to recommend it to you. You can try this anytime. It is your birthright because you live on the earth.
I ground every day. Hey, I want to be connected to the earth as much as I can.
I would say about 95% of the day I am grounded because I believe it's just a no-brainer.
Go outdoors, take your shoes off, stand barefoot on the earth, or sit on the earth, put your feet and your hands on the earth, and you will instantly notice the pain and inflammation begin to drain from your body. I got my life back is probably the most common refrain that I hear. Thank you, I got my life back.